This conference will now be recorded.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, what did
ready
you
for
say?
your conference? I say ready for your conference
Yeah, yeah. Well,
for training.
I'm
Beautiful.
as ready as I always am, which is
Uh,
which is not always the most ready, but hey, you know what? We make it work.
hey, I mean, it would be great because I know the info you provide it will help us all there and we'll benefit from it.
No, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was waiting to see if I'm trying to share the screen here so that the people that came online can view the screen.
Oh, okay.
And let's see here. Give me 1 second, and we're going to get into this. Do 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Thank you for the people that are just arriving. Give me one moment, and I just want to make sure for whatever reason, my it's like it's waiting on the screen. So let's see what we can do here. Yep, but life is good. Life is good. Like I was saying, I had an awesome weekend. We went to to the other people that are just coming on the call. We'll be starting in just a hot second here. I was trying to see if I can get the screen to actually show up like it's supposed to. Yeah, we went to see this big production, which was absolutely garbage. I'm not going to say it was garbage. It just wasn't for me. It was called Shin Yun, which is like they
The,
have
Chi-
you singing.
the Chinese.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna go myself, but my son told me not to because it wasn't really good. And so
He was right.
give me your opinion.
Huh?
Give me your opinion about it.
Oh, dude, it was not good. It was
Oh,
when in midway, right?
yeah.
There were a whole bunch of seats that were empty, and you got to figure for people to leave halfway through the performance, and the seats cost $200 a seat, right?
Oh
And
my
so for the
God.
seats, absolutely. So like, because I paid for myself, my wife, my son, and his girlfriend, and so I was like, look, dude, I was telling my son, no matter how bad this gets, for $200 a seat, we're gonna stay through the whole thing. Cause I was $800 plus the service fee. That
Oh,
class cost me like $846, $847, and I was like, man,
oh,
we're just gonna have to stay through this. Your son was absolutely right because it was not good. It was and I was amazed too. I was like, okay, this is I was expecting because like you see the commercials and all that stuff, and you think, oh my God, like Chinese acrobatics. None of that.
yes,
None of
yes,
that.
yes, yes. Nothing of that.
No, it was like some whack ballet that wasn't even done well, and it was just the whole thing was very cheap. So
Oh
I mean, that's my
man.
opinion. I mean, somebody else might enjoy it. I don't know. Um, I don't want to, talk too badly about somebody else's art because, for somebody else, they might think it's awesome. But for me personally, it was terrible.
Well, but
You know.
it's kind of false advertisement, no? Because they say acrobatic, and you say it's nothing
Yeah,
acrobatic in that.
nothing acrobatic, nothing acrobatic. So,
Oh,
anywho, but I still had an awesome weekend because I hung out with my son and all that good stuff, and then on Sunday we went back out to LA and hello, anybody if you just came on the call. And we haven't actually started yet, which I know it's my fault because I started running my mouth talking about my weekend. But anyways, I'll just get to the call part. And so, everybody, this is Power Monday's Mastermind, and I'm so glad that you guys are on the call. as some of you may know, the ones that were on the call last week, I am no longer sending the information out. Can't even talk. The information out to my whole entire email list. I'm only sending the call schedules out to the people that are actually took the time to sign up on PowerMondayMasterminds.com. And the reason being is because I kind of feel like if I'm going to give and continue to give, like, as much information of value as I can, I think that, it should be only for the people who take the time to sign up and specifically want to learn this stuff, and specifically want to work with other people, right, that are also entrepreneurs, that we can all, including myself, build our businesses together, right? And so that's really what the concept was and continues to be behind this. So I don't want to just give out information just for the sake of giving out information. I want it to be so that the people that are on the call are out there, trying every single day to accomplish something, even if you're working a job, but you have a business on the side, or you have a business that you want to start, or whatever the case may be. I want people that are truly entrepreneurial minded and trying to actually accomplish or do something, right? And so I also came up with something else for our group, and that is, that it's a slogan that I've used before, and it's not my slogan. I'm changing it a little bit. It's a slogan that I'm borrowing from a young lady named Donna J. Fox, who I think she's an attorney out of Nevada. So my thing is that her slogan is on her book that I read some time ago, is it's easier to borrow $10 million than it is to earn it. And I've seen that over and over and over and over again, and whether you all realize it or not, you've seen that very same thing. So we're going to change her slogan just a touch, and the only reason I'm going to change it even just a little bit, no, actually, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it exactly what it is, because I'm going to change it to, it's easier to borrow $1 million. But screw that. It's easier to borrow $10 million than it is to earn it. Okay, and we're going to leave her slogan just as it is. Excuse me, and we're going to adopt that for ourselves, because we want that to become our mindset. Is that $1 million is great, but the truth of the matter is, if you get to the point where you have $1 million, it's really not that much money. So, and trust me, it's a lot of money for me, but I'm just saying, in the truest scheme of things, $1 million is not that much money. There are a lot of people that I know, have talked to, have dealt with, where they have created $1 million, maybe not all at one time, but let's say over a couple of years or several years in business, and they're still broke, basically. They're living at a higher or better lifestyle than, let's say, a lot of other people, like the average individual. But the facts are that, if your business is generating, $200,000-$300,000 a year, $500,000, $1 million a year, whatever the case is, at the end of the day, we're still debt ridden, if you will. We're still, we're struggling at a different level maybe, but we're still struggling nonetheless. And it seems like when a person gets to the point where they are generating, like millions of dollars, not just $1 million or hundreds of thousands, that's when it starts to flip. You know what I mean? That's when they seem to be able to say, oh no, dude, I'm golden. You know what I mean? They're like, their whole everything is different. But I know a boatload of people that make $100,000+ a year, and although where they live and what they drive might be different than a person making $50,000 a year, they're still in the same amount of debt, the same amount of everything. Because everything is relative, right? So if I live in a $300,000 house because I can afford that, and there's somebody else living in $1 million house because they can afford that. Bottom line is that they really should be living in the $300,000 house because they're literally spending everything that they have coming in, to live in that $1 million property. And so that's a mistake that we all make. And that's my point. Where when you get to the point where you're at the $5 and $10 million mark, that's when things seem to be different. That's when things seem to be where you have more monies coming in than your expenses by far, right? But anything from the 50 to 100 to 300 to $1 million mark, it seems like we all are still in that, oh my God, I got all these bills type of thought process. And so we're going to leave her thing alone, which is it's easier to borrow $10 million than it is to earn it. And because I really like that, and it really plays to what we on this call, we entrepreneurs are trying to accomplish, right? And we're trying to earn money, number one, and B, create something that will enable us to leave a legacy for our children, to create a better life for ourselves, all that good stuff. That's the reason that we should be on this call, is because we want to create something better, for ourselves, for our children, leaving that legacy, leaving our imprint in this world, right? At least that's my objective and my goal. That's why I get up and do what I do. So I think enough of that, but just keep that in mind. It's easier to borrow $10 million than it is to earn it, right? And so we always want to keep that as part of our mindset. And you look at people like Donald Trump and all these other, people can't stand Donald Trump. I don't care if you're a Republican or not. I personally don't like him. But what I will say is that I think he's just a big piece of crap. But as far as the art of the business, I think that he and the very smart people that he has around him have mastered that, like a lot of other people that are multimillionaires and billionaires. They've mastered that, because a lot of people, people think of Jeff Bezos, as I've mentioned him prior in the past calls. People think of Jeff Bezos as this guy who, he's just the richest man in the United States. Well, possibly in the world, who knows? But, he's getting divorced, so half of that's going to be gone. But, people think of him as this, oh man, he's worth, whatever it is, and they go, oh my God, he's just this rich dude. I mean, like $100 billion guy, but what they forget is that Jeff Bezos didn't get there because of Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos got there, in part because of Jeff Bezos, but Jeff Bezos got there because Jeff Bezos used to work on Wall Street, and Jeff Bezos knew how to go out and get money, and that's why Amazon was able to start their business, right? And literally undersell and undercut everybody because they had so much funding, right? So in other words, not his money, key phrasing, right? Not his money, OPM, other people's money. He was able to get a hold of so much investment capital that he was able to create this monster now called Amazon that is just has its tentacles everywhere. You see what I'm saying? So, if Jeff Bezos were out there, in and of himself going, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to do all this big stuff, blah, 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 right? If Jeff Bezos, he would still be Jeff Bezos working on Wall Street somewhere, or Jeff Bezos, working out of some little office somewhere, trying to make Amazon still a reality. Does that make sense? I hope to you guys this is making sense, right? But Jeff Bezos was able to become the multi billionaire that he is, not from just his idea, not just from his thought process and his creation, right? But because he was able to obtain the monies necessary in order to float that business. I mean, I can remember interviews with this guy where he was on this as a PBS show, and it's for kids, right? And it's called Biz Kids, right? Which and ironically, it's a great show. It is. I mean, they have all these kids with these freaking awesome ideas, and they're making money. Some of these kids are making like a boatload of money off of their little talents. I mean, oh yeah, I got into computer repair when I was 12, and I've been doing it now. I'm 18, and we make $600,000 a year. I mean, crazy stuff. On PBS show called Biz Kids. It would be good if you guys have kids. Get your kids to watch that stuff. I think it would probably be very good for them. So, getting back to the Bezos thing. So like he was on this show, and the kid had asked him something, and his reply to the kid was, "Oh no, we are notoriously, I'm saying that right, notoriously known for not making a profit." Right? Think about that. They had so much investment capital that they didn't even worry about making a profit. Is that not the craziest crap you've ever heard? So here we are, we're out here struggling every day going, oh my God, I got to make this profit. Oh my God, I got to, I got to win, right? I'm in this business and I have to sell, this combubulator that I've created, and I got to make a profit on the combubulator, right? Or I gotta sell this ebook or this whatever it is that you're doing. Oh my God, I gotta get my tax business up and running. I just and I gotta But look, their philosophy is, and the philosophy of a lot of very, 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 very well-off people seems to be, is that you create a business model, right, that is sound and workable. But the idea behind what a lot of them are doing is they're taking these very sound, very workable business ideas. They're borrowing a crap load of money, and then they're subsequently funding that business until they can borrow more money on it. Because there are a lot of businesses that literally notoriously never make any money, but they've gotten to a point where it's such a big business, Facebook, right? It's such a big business that people will constantly invest in it and get returns, but the business never makes a dime. People are making money on the fluctuation, right? The ups and downs of that business's portfolio within the stock market. Is this making sense to you guys? And so I'm not saying that you're going to be, Microsoft, excuse me, that you're going to be Microsoft, you're going to be Facebook, you're going to be Amazon, you're going to be all these other, oh my God, another one, which is not Lyft, but Uber. Uber, I don't, you can't quote me on these figures, but I understood from what I was listening to on the radio the other day, is that Uber is valued, right? Because they're going to do an IPO, so initial public offering, and it's going to be valued at like $150 billion, all right? So there's $100+ billion that Uber is valued at, and then Lyft is also coming up, but they're only going to be valued around $30 billion. Right? That's crazy to say only $30 billion, right? But here's the thing about Uber. Hasn't made a dime, right? I mean, is generating all this capital, no money in profits. Isn't that ridiculous? But you guys get the concept, right? So, you know, borrowing your way through this game, right, to get rich is the lick. That's the get down. Borrowing your way. Now you have to have a business that's sound. You have to have a business that makes sense. But the objective is to borrow your way into profit. Borrow your way into stability, into, you know, the legacy that you're trying to create for yourself, for your family, whatever the case may be, right? And so that's so important for us to start wrapping our heads around, including myself, is that when you're struggling, you know, for the average person, you know, we, me, all of us, we think as sheep, right? So we just literally go the direction that the sheep herders send us in, right? Oh, hey, the grass is greener over here. Whether it is or is not, we are going to follow the sheep that are in front of us. So what I'm saying to you all is it's now time to become contrarians, right? So we need to start acting in contrary to the popular belief systems, to the popular thought processes. We need to start moving differently. Okay? So, you know, the average business person goes, oh my God, I have this great idea, including me, right? I have this great idea, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my last $500 or my last $1,000 or my last $5,000, whatever it is, and I'm going to run out and I'm going to put it into this business. Because that's what we at this level, right, at our level, are trained to do, right? So all the, you know, literally the vast majority of the stupid shit that we do it because we are trained to do it, right? We are shown that way, where the people that are succeeding at every aspect of existence, they are moving contrary, they're moving separately from the way that we, right, the general public, the masses of people, are trained to move. They're doing something different. That's why they are succeeding, and the sheeple, right, us, are not succeeding, and if so, it's out of sheer luck. Because we are not following the truest game plan. We are not following what's really out there and that we should be doing. So we run into business based upon a hope, a dream, and an idea, right? Hope, dream, idea, whatever. We run into our businesses in that manner. Instead of saying, let me position myself to create as much investment as I can. Let me position myself. Let me get my personal credit right. And then let me turn around and teach my kids, my sisters, my brothers, my uncles, my friends, my whomever, right? Let me then subsequently teach them how I got my credit right and how I went out and was able to get this money. Does that make sense to you guys? We got to start thinking in those manners. We have to start thinking in those terms where we are getting our stuff right. And then once we get our stuff right, hold on one second, let's see. Um, hold on, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. This once again, dealing with hold on 1 second. Okay. One second. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. You know what? So I'm going to say this real quick. I keep on blaming GoToMeeting for every time I have these technical glitches, but I'm actually going to stop blaming GoToMeeting, and I'm going to blame myself because I have all these technical glitches, and realistically, it's easier for me to blame GoToMeeting, but the truth of the matter is I don't take the time to sit down and read all the information within GoToMeeting so that I can stop having these stupid technical glitches. So I apologize to you guys. But yeah, and I I just got to make the time to do it because it's not like I don't have the time. I just choose to use my time for other things other than reading and learning all the GoToMeeting stuff. So, but I want to get back to the importance of us starting to think as contrarians do, for us to start thinking outside of the box, for us to start moving differently as the Power Monday Mastermind crew, right? As the people that come on this call, together, right? So not just Pascal, in and of Pascal, by Pascal's self, but together we as a grouping need to start helping one another, speaking up on these calls, and anything that you come across that may be of benefit to the people on this call, you need to open your mouth and put that out, right? You need to start saying, oh, look, everybody, I found this great place and it's XYZ Bank and I was able to get $5,000 from them. Or I got 50 or I got $100,000, whatever the case may be. And then subsequently, say what it took to get that, right? Because every institution is different to some degree. And in order for us to be on this call, in order for us to all benefit and become contrarians, to go against the sheep, right? The rest of the sheeple, it can't be just all on me. It just, because that is another thing that people that have money do, and that is that they have these masterminds like what we are on, right? They have these masterminds, and within these masterminds, so I'm just going to say this. In my opinion, Donald Trump is a complete, utter moron, right? But he has surrounded himself with really good people, and some of those people in the beginning came from his father, who was a racist piece of crap, but his father was a hell of a businessman. So you got to kind of separate to some small degree the racist asshole, which his father was, Fred Trump, to the business person. His father was smart enough and crooked enough, in my opinion, to do good business. Right? And then he left his idiot son with hundreds of millions of dollars. And so, you leave somebody with that kind of money, hopefully they can do something with it. But it wasn't just the money, in my opinion, it was the contacts, right? It was the contacts that he left his idiot son with. That's what makes the difference. And so, you guys on this call are my contacts. I am your contact, right? And so, we know what the deal is. We know that we can either continue to be sheeple, or we can start to become true entrepreneurs and contrarians, moving oppositely from the pack, right? You know, people like Warren Buffett often state it in many different ways, a multitude of ways, you know, that one of Warren Buffett's statements is that he buys when, I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember the exact quote, but you know, he buys when the buildings are burning and the craziness is in the streets, right? When people are just like, oh my God, you know, the market has crashed, you know, everything is bad, everything is wrong, everything is this, everything is that. That's when he buys, right? He's moving contrary to everybody else. Everyone else is doing what? Right? When the market crashes, what do people do? They snatch their money out and they just, oh my God, we got to get all of our money out of the market. We got to sit on the sidelines because it's not safe right now. But people like Warren Buffett, you know, what they do is they go, oh crap, I don't know, pick something, whatever it is, some huge company that has really good everything, right? All the numbers look right, but the market is just taking a dump. They will buy the crap out of that company, and it's logical, right? It's very, very logical, because I remember my retarded butt saying to people in a very braggadocious manner, right? And this just shows you my ignorance. I would say to people in a very, very stupid manner that, oh, hey, you know what? You need to go buy AIG right now because AIG is, they're down to 50 cents. You know, that was a $50 stock. You know what I mean? I don't remember the exact numbers, but it wasn't just them. Oh, hey, Chrysler, you know, when the government bailed out the car dealers, oh, yeah, hey, Chrysler, yeah, you know, you need to get that. You know, I mean, just giving out all this advice. And you know what my dumb ass did? Nothing. Right? Because I kept on finding excuses not to buy the stuff. But it was very obvious, it was very, and I knew better because I've read so much stuff, and that just goes to show you that reading in and of itself, it doesn't mean anything. It's the application of a thing, right? It's the application of a thing. And you know what makes that application of a thing easier is when you have other people, right? Because being an entrepreneur is lonely, when you have other people that you can share with. Is this making sense to you guys? You know, we have to start bolstering or pushing each other upward, you know, and having conversations. You know, so we have this wonderful platform with some minor technical difficulties periodically, but we know what we need to be doing. We need to either have some bomb-ass credit and start utilizing that credit to get the funds together that we need to invest in something sound, right? A business that has true value to it. Not just throwing our little bits of money into it and saying, "Woo, I hope this works." We need to literally start saying, "Hey, I need to figure out how to get the investment in this entity, this business that I want to start," right? So that should be one of the first things that we do, right? So we're going to manifest the idea, and then we're going to start creating that idea. And part of the creation process needs to be, how can I get this funded? Okay, well, I have 3 friends that might be interested in this business. So what I'm going to do, let's say 3 friends with good credit, or my wife has good credit, or whomever. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to get incorporated. After we get incorporated, we are going to then subsequently do the next thing, which is going to be, we are going to start getting funding, right? and we're going to stack that funding up. We're going to start making ourselves look good to the different banks and institutions. And the reason we're going to do that because it's a big game, and we know it's a big game, and we want to make ourselves look really good to those big institutions, right? So we're not going to just run through the money stupidly or anything like that. We're going to see how much money we can get, and just put that money away. It's not that difficult, and I'm going to say why it's not that difficult. Because you've already been surviving however it's been, right? So, if you go out, you get incorporated, and you have decent credit, and you go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go out and apply for a business line of credit, credit cards, and business line of credit loans. Well, that's what you're going to go do, right? You have a bank account with Bank of America. You say, oh, you know what? I have this business. Here's my credit. I want to apply for a business line of credit card. All right. So let's say that they give you whatever it is. I don't know, $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, depending on your credit file. You're going to, as I keep on saying over and over and over again, you're going to keep that. You're going to utilize it just a little bit, and you're going to make the payments on it, and then you're going to go out and get more money, and then more money, and then more money, and more money. You're going to get other investors, right? And you're going to say, here's the game plan, and this is why I want you to invest. So let's say, and the reason I'm going to use tax office is because I have several people that I deal with that do taxes. They have tax offices, and then on the side they do other things like trade lines, credit repair, and what have you. So I'm going to use that as an example. Let's say you have a tax office, and you're going, oh my God, I think I can make a crap load of money with this tax office. Well, then if you think you can do that, and I think you could do that, honestly, let's say if you can make X amount of dollars off of the one tax office, why not, start game planning and say, if I can make, just for easy math, if I can make $1,000 a month off of one tax office, if I have 5 of them, that would be $5,000 a month. Whatever your numbers are going to end up being, I don't know. The idea is that when you go into this new tax office, the first one, right, you want to have the funds, not to just sit there going, oh my God, I'm going to make money during tax season, but you want to have the funds to say, whether it's tax season or not, I'm going to be able to promote the crap out of this thing year round. Right? Does that make sense? And that's going to take investment capital. Whether you make a dime or not, you want to know that for the next 12 to 24 to 36 months or, whatever, 60 months, that you could fund this business outright if you needed to, including paying yourself a salary. That every tax season that comes along, you take that money and you utilize that to pay the debts off that you've been accumulating during the course of the year. In other words, if you make $60,000 and you got $60,000 worth of payments on your $600,000 worth of loans, that's what you use that money for, right? And then you go out and get some more money because now you've established yourself. And as we know, the more established you are, the more people want to give you money. And if you're showing, oh no, I got this really sound business, they don't tend to care about the things that you think they do. So once again, if you use the Jeff Bezos or the Microsoft or the Facebook thought process, people say, I see something successful and therefore I'll invest in it, right? Banks are scrutinized a little bit more, but you have to work them both. We're going to have to work, both investors and lenders. And lenders will love you if they see that you have a few $100,000 sitting in their bank accounts. Does that make sense? And which will enable you to go out and do more and do more and do more, open up more and more places. And when, quite frankly, what a lot of people do, very smart people, is they'll say, what, I'm gonna call it, I don't know, Great American Tax Service, and I'm gonna get 15 locations, and then I'm going to start franchising these bad boys because I have proof of concept. And then I'm going to sell the whole thing to somebody else because that's their exit strategy, right? So as we're thinking about these businesses, whether they're businesses we want to start or businesses that we are already involved in, we have to take this moment in time and back up a little bit and start thinking, okay, the business is the business is doing itself, it's doing whatever it's doing. So now I got to concentrate on how can I get some funding to really go to the next level, and then what is that next level for me, right? Is the next level I want to be a slave to this business for the next 30 years? Or is the next level I want to grow this business in such a manner that I can sell this business off, right? And let somebody else worry about the day in and day out of running the business. I don't know what your specific game plan is going to be, but we know where we have to start. We have to start with the funding, right? Whether you're, once again, already in a business or you are starting a new business. How many people do you know that have good credit? How many of you have a corporation or an LLC, right? You need to get that corporation or LLC so you have that legal business entity. Then you need to start soliciting people with your good business plan to be partners, credit partners for your business. If you have, right, and the way that's going to work, once again, stress this over and over again, is if you have somebody with a good credit or yourself with good credit, then you can go out and literally raise $10, $20, $100, $300,000 in business lines of credit cards, right? And then subsequently start going out and getting loans. So I have this folder next to me, and I brought this folder. I put this folder next to me specifically because I just wanted to give you guys an idea. What I do is as I get stuff in the mail, I take it and I just put it in a folder. And I get mail constantly on business offers. So there's a company called Prosper. Never heard of them before in my life, right? But they send out these mailers, and they're giving business loans up to $40,000. So let's just say if you can't get 40 grand from Prosper, but you're able to get 10 grand from Prosper, isn't that a good look, right? Never heard of Prosper before. From what it looks and from what I was able to find out about Prosper, they have all the proper licensing, they have all the proper everything else. And you can go to savewithprosper.com. Save with Prosper, PROSPER.com, and see what they're talking about, right? So in this offer though, 40 grand. And that's not a bad look. Excuse me. The same thing with, I don't know how many of you have AAA, but AAA has credit cards, right? So that's personal, but so what? The idea is let's get that money where we can. It's just the list goes on. Discover has their business card. Let's see who else here. I'm trying to just look at these really quick. This one, I don't even know what the company is on this one. Oh, City business cards, right? Who is this? AA Advantage card. So they have an offer, $10,000 right now. And you know what? Silly me, American Airlines. Okay, so American Airlines, bing, business card, right? Plus you can get some mileage. Let's see. Even this co-op thing I'm involved in called REI, they are killing me with credit card offers. Okay, and for credit cards, not bad interest rates. From 12.74 to 24.7. So what I'm trying to say is that there are tons of places, regional places, the Bank of the West, right? Killing me with offers. I don't know how many of you know this or not, but like I personally have gotten 3 different loans from my PayPal account, right? I've been with PayPal for a long time, and the first time they offered me, I think it was $14,000, but I took 10. I was like, I don't need the whole 14, 15, whatever it was. So I took 10 grand. Yes.
Pascal, I have a question
Yes.
on those. On Prospect,
Sure.
did they send you as a personal credit or business lines of credit? The offer that they
On
sent you?
Prospect is business.
Business? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Prospect. If I already flipped away from that page, I'm kind of deep into this folder. But Prospect was business. Places like Bank of the West, that's business and personal. That you guys could check on. Now, what else? Hopefully, I answered your question.
I also have another question.
Sure.
I think when I was connecting to you, it was just to listen to and the conference that you're giving. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, you have this meeting for all of us to participate in what deal we all get, so we can all benefit, right? So today might be you, and tomorrow it's gonna be somebody else. So it's not for you only to give. You also want to know that we also share in the load. If I not understand. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, yeah. Thanks.
Because I don't know everything. I'm far from knowing everything. And the truth of the matter is that you guys on this call will have different life experiences than I do, and will meet different people than I will, and so on and so forth. Like, so one of my buddies in Texas, Nicole, she keeps on coming up with these different institutions, these different lending institutions. She was, oh, Pascal, I was able to get X amount of dollars from my client from, some bank I've never heard of in my existence. And she goes, oh yeah, they're new. They're populating out here in Texas. And I'm just like, that's crazy. And they're giving out that kind of money, and so that's the deal, right? Is that there's going to be a crap load of places like Nicole runs across, or that you're running across, the individuals on this call that I will never ever hear of because they're regional, they might give loans to people outside of their state, but or do business with people outside of their state, but they're regional, so therefore I'm never going to hear about them. Or somebody else that's on this call that might be from New York or from Washington State or something of that nature. So let me say this about about PayPal. For those of you who do or don't know, PayPal actually has multiple different companies, and one of the other avenues or places that you can get money from PayPal is like I was mentioning to you that for me, because of my PayPal account and the volume of monies that I have that go through that PayPal account, I've been able to get 3 different loans from them with no credit check whatsoever. 0 credit check, 0 everything. And the last loan that they gave me was for $21,000. And what's so cool about it is they will let you set the amount of money that they take back from every transaction you do. So it's not even a thought for me, right? It's not a thought that I got to go, oh my God, I got to make this payment. So, the first time, once again, they said, hey, Pascal, you can have this $14,000 some odd dollars. I guess I only need 10. And then when that was up, when all the monies were paid back to PayPal, which once again was automatic, I was able to, I just said, I'll take the 14 some odd thousand this time. So I took the 14 some odd $1,000. That money got paid back, and then this last time, they were like, "Hey, Pascal, instead of that 14,000 and some change, how would you like $21,000?" And I was like, "Yeah, I could use $21,000." And so then you fill out the little paperwork online, right? Just like a couple of lines, and then they deposited the 17,800 because they do take their fee. So they deposited the 17,000. I think it was $17,800 right into my PayPal account, just like that. You see how lovely that is? It's awesome. It's like, it's ridiculous. And so PayPal has another program, the PayPal credit builder, that is it's the same kind of thing, but you don't have to have a PayPal account. So it's the PayPal loan builder, I believe it's referred to. And I just accidentally closed my folder, so now I gotta dig back in here again. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that again, guys. But anyways, the loan builder by PayPal. You guys should check it out. They offer. Let me give you their web address. It's loanbuilder.com. LOANBUILDER.com. and /DM. So, and this is Loan Builder, a PayPal service. And this is for business, right? And they offer it says loans from $5,000 to $500,000, customized option to meet your business needs. Just one single fixed fee. So hypothetically, it's going to work the same way that what I'm doing with PayPal, which is a completely different thing, works, right? So Loan Builder by PayPal, good look, right? There's just tons of ways to get this money out here, you guys. Let's see. Cabbage. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Cabbage. So Cabbage is not probably the cheapest monies, but nonetheless, Cabbage gives out money, So, and it's KA, not C, it's KA. I got to find the little form, but it's Cabbage. And you can, once you start typing in Google, Yahoo, Bing, or whatever, it'll probably pop up. There's a company that I get mail from. They call themselves the Bank of Missouri. And dude, I'm in California, and I'm getting mail from the Bank of Missouri offering me, offering me a credit card. You see what I'm saying? So, and the credit card is called the Cerulean, CERULEAN. So the Cerulean credit card, and that's from the Bank of Missouri. Once again, I'm in California. And I'm fortunate that I'm getting all this different mail, which, kind of lets me know what's what. But there's so much more that you guys are going to get that I'll never see. And we need to share in who's giving money up, who's doing what, and how, so we can all win. And, I have this, and this bank right here that I'm about to give you guys I've been hearing really good things. I have several different people and different occasions that have mentioned BBVA Compass Bank, right? And I've heard good things about Compass, right? So it's BBVA Compass. Um, I've people have been getting money from them. I've had 3 different people tell me that they've gotten money from Compass Bank. So it might be something that you guys might want to look into. I've already told you guys about Marcus. Marcus by Goldman Sachs. It's a loan, but you know they don't ask a lot of questions. Now I had another loan in with oh crap, I can't even think of them. SoFi for 20 grand, and they've approved me, quote unquote, for the money, but they keep on asking for more and more stuff, and I'm just like, it's not that serious. I mean, every time I send them something, they're like, oh, and we also need this. We also need this for final approval. And I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, remove the inquiry off of my credit file, and just keep it pushing, because that's the problem with loans, you guys. With loans, it is so much extra. But now Marcus, on the other hand, they gave up 20 grand like it was nothing. It was just a matter of sending them, what did I send them? 2 paycheck stubs and 2 paycheck stubs, copy of my driver's license, both back and front. That's it. Easy peasy. There's another company. I mean, there's just so many. I just, you guys get the point, right? So let's once again, let's start being contrarians. Let's start getting this money, because as it has been said over and over, and our new motto for this call is, because it's easier to borrow $10 million than it is to earn it. And so we need to borrow a crap load of money, us as a grouping, singularly, but sharing information as a group, and let's just go get that money, build businesses that we can ultimately have an exit plan and sell those businesses off. One more place I'm going to mention, Blue Vine. I'm sorry, garbling my words, but Blue Vine is offering. They sent me a thing for my Vanguard Global LLC business, and a lot of these things are obviously it's bull, because they're not going to give you the $250,000 that they're telling you. They're just saying that, and then you're going to apply, and then they're going to say, we can give you X, but look, X is better than nothing, right? So Blue Vine, they're saying, they give up to $250,000. Now, if you have pristine credit and you have, all your ducks in a row, so to speak, you might be that person that gets $250,000. It's not like it's unheard of. But let's just say that you get $25,000 from them. Isn't that like something you could do something with, right? Especially if you take that 25 and put that 25 with another 25 and another 15 and another 30 and another this, that, and the other. And that's why it's so important also for you to remember that it's okay to take a team to do what you're trying to do, right? That's why rich people get rich. It took a team. It took a team. It took a team of intelligent people. It took a team of investors to get them where they're at, right? And so we need to start creating our own teams of investors, teams of brain trust, if you will, to help us get out of our own way, because I'm constantly in my own way personally, and I need, when I have these conversations with people, let me say this to you guys, and I know I'm stumbling over my words because I have so much I want to try to get out before our time is up. But, when I'm coaching people and they're paying me to coach them, I actually get something out of it because the conversation I have with these individuals, and they're asking me questions about their business, about their game plan, about whatever it is, it creates a scenario in my mind where I got to think of stuff, right? And it just makes new things click in my head. And I go, oh my God, what the hell? Things I never would have thought of, or at least not at this point in time, right? And so I'm saying this for you all as well. If you start sharing, your experiences, where you're at, what's going on, then you will gain the knowledge from somebody else. But simultaneously, as you're gaining that knowledge, you're helping them out because they're going to start thinking in ways that they have never thought of before to help you with your game plan. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, I'm going to leave this last little bit of time for anybody who has any questions. If you don't have any questions, I will get off the phone because I'm not just going to be on the phone for no reason. So I've given you guys a lot, I believe, a really good call. So you guys tell me if you guys have any questions. Please ask them now. Going once, going twice. There's a bunch of people on this call, so going 3 times. Okay.
Pascal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's me again. It's just this question that I think I have from last week, and it has to do with something that you say that like those credit bureau that will, if you like you can. Let me see if I can use the right word. But they can, okay, like when you pay your water, electricity.
The Boost program.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that again.
It's called the Boost program.
Yeah, something like that. But my wife trying to enroll on it, and the funny thing is that she said that they request her saving or checking account, something like that, with a password. Yeah, with a password. Of the account.
And the reason, absolutely, and the reason being is because that's how they, and that's why I was saying last week, you can even set up a new bank account and just make all your payments out of that account. So like you have your bank account that you'll keep your money in, let's say, and then if you don't want them to have too much of your information, you just set up another account and put your bill money for your basic stuff, your lights, gas, cell phone, internet, that type of thing. Put that into that separate account. And then, so every month, I got $500 worth of utilities and cell phone bills and all this other crap. And then you give them access to that account, and that's how they will report on you every month, month in, month out, And
my question is, by what do they request you password of the account?
Because that's the only way that they can update you every month. The computer system is not going to sit back and rely on you sending them the information every month. The computer system is automated.
Okay, so the utilities company, they don't report it to them?
Well, no. You're I don't care what cell phone you have. They're not reporting to the credit bureaus unless you. The only time I've ever known of a cell phone, it doesn't matter who it is, Verizon, AT&T, pick one. It doesn't matter. The only time I've ever known them to report anything to a credit bureau is if you owe them money and the whole deal goes bad, right? If it becomes a collection account. That's it. They don't report you're positive. I've never known of utility companies to report positive. I've never, ever in my existence have seen a water bill ever reported to my credit bureaus unless not even with them. I don't even think even if it goes bad. I think Edison might report if you owe them a bunch of money, but they don't report positive. And so the only way that you can get the positive stuff reported on a monthly basis is if you do it like I suggested, which is set up an account, put all your, bill money for your internet and all that crap in there, and let them, have access. And then every month they'll go into your account, into that specific account, and every month they will register those payments, and then subsequently give you credit for them.
Okay, I understand.
On your credit file. So just set up another little BS account somewhere. Use the same bank, and just if you're with B of A, set up another crappy account and just say, okay, every month I know I got to put the 500 or 400 or 300, whatever it may be, in there. Give them access to it. What do you care, right? So it's not like the Experian is going to take money out of your account, because you're not giving them access for those reasons, and it states that in the terms of service.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, thank you, Pascal.
No problem. Anybody else?
Only question I have, Pascal, is I was just wondering.
Sure.
I was trying to remember all the loan companies you were saying, and I was just wondering if you would you have a problem emailing a copy of those out?
Absolutely, I would have a problem.
Okay.
Because the thing is, that's extra work for me that I'm just not willing to do.
I know. I'll buy a cup of coffee for you, Pascal.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. You guys can watch the replays. You can find them on YouTube. As a matter of fact, what I will do is give me you can find the videos in two different places, right? If you go to Facebook, you can join a group that I have on Facebook, and the group is called Business Funding and Development. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just simply go to YouTube and put in Power Monday Masterminds, and it should pop up on YouTube, and have all the videos there in one spot. And then subsequently, this video that I'm doing today, or the recording, if you will, it will be on there as well. It'll be on there. I'll try to do it today. Hello? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, you can find them there. But I hate to say it, and I hate to sound like an asshole, but I'm not going to do that, because to be perfectly honest, I don't write scripts for this stuff. I'm talking off of the top of my head, and if I think about something, then that's when I do it. So I honestly couldn't even remember the places that I told you other than Cabbage, which is Kabbage. I mentioned Cabbage. I mentioned Loan Builder by it's called Loan Builder. It's a paper, and it says Loan Builder by PayPal. I mentioned BBVD Compass Bank.
The one from Missouri. I'm interested in one from Missouri.
Oh yeah. Shit. Well, my folder's closed now. And I have like a ton of these letters, and I'd have to look through there. But I don't know.
But I understand what you're saying. I mean, it would be best for us to search what you already spoke about it. That way,
it'll be on the thing. Oh, Bank of the West. I mentioned Bank of the West. Crap. Look, okay. I'm gonna do this real quick. And hopefully you guys are on it. Okay, so there's Cabbage, which is Kabbage. Obviously, Bank of America has business, so you might want to check that. Let's see, yeah. So then, other than Cabbage, Bank of America, Chase is always good for money. both business and personal. So I would, man, definitely. Chase has been very good to my clients. And what is this one? This one I'm not sure. Okay, I don't want to take too much time with that. So then there's Loan Builder, a PayPal service, and you can find them at loanbuilder.com/DM. I don't know what the DM is for, but anyways, loanbuilder.com/DM. That's where you can find the PayPal Loan Builder program. City, they're funny. Sometimes they can be really, really awesome, and then other times, And then there's Blue Vine, okay? So bluevine.com. Actually, you would find them at mybluevine.com. So mybluevine.com. And then, let's see. Let's keep on thumbing through here. More B of A stuff. Boop, 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 boom. Who is this? I'm trying to find the stuff that might be interesting. I mentioned Marcus. Marcus has been really good and really easy. SoFi is really good as well. One thing I'm going to mention about SoFi, I think SoFi is actually a really good place to go. But the only problem with me is on my taxes, because they were asking, we want this, now we want this. On my taxes, it does, on my personal taxes, it does show, it kind of interlinks my business with my personal. But for you all, if you don't have any type of interlinking between your business and your personal, SoFi would probably be a good place for you to get some money. There is BBVA Compass Bank. You might want to check them out. There is, I'm trying to make this quick, you guys. Oh, here it is. It's, the Cerulean, right? Which is the Missouri bank. And you can find them at, obviously it's www, but it's YOUR, Cerulean, which is CERULEAN, card.com. So it's yourceruleancard.com. So your Cerulean, CERULEAN, card.com. And what else? And then the Cerulean card is by Bank of Missouri. And okay, that's more stuff you would already know. Chase, you already know that. You already know that one. I'm trying to just run through this really, really quick. Who is this? Okay, here's a company. I honestly, I can't tell you I know anything about them. I don't. It's called Fora Financial. You can check on them. I'm completely, in the dark about Fora Financial. But it's goforafinancial.com. So GOFORAFINANCIAL. So goforafinancial.com, and it's a company called Fora, FORA Financial. It's business because the little plastic fake card that they have on here says Vanguard Global Inc. on it, which is one of my companies. Another one that you can try. Now, see, Merrick Bank, they've been around for a minute, and we got money from them, but like long time ago. As a matter of fact, I got a card from Merrick Bank and never even opened up the card because I was stupid. And I think at one point in time I had maybe 15 credit cards or something, maybe a little more than that. I didn't even bother activating them because I just had so much debt at that point in time. And stupid me, I should have activated all of the cards I had and I would have probably been closer to $1 million in debt, which would have made more sense for me to go broke on $1 million worth of debt instead of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt, because I would have been in a better position ultimately, right? So always remember that. If you have the ability, right, to borrow, until you just can't borrow anymore, do so. Because if things ever go backwards, it's always better to have $1 million worth of somebody else's money in your accounts and that you have access to than not to, right? And so, but I was silly, and I was like, oh my God, things are, going bad back then, and, blah, blah, blah. And I was already paying out, over $5,000 a month in credit card debt. And so my stupid butt was like, okay, I just can't do this anymore. My businesses were going bad. My property was going under, yada, yada, yada. And so instead of pushing through by having more credit, I chose to do the stupid thing, which was to just try to, oh my God, let me try to do this right and figure out how I can just pay everybody. Dumbest thing in the world. I should have literally got more credit to get more credit, to get more credit, to get more credit until I was able to see my way through and get to the other side of the tunnel, so to speak. Because the bottom line is, the more money you have, the easier it is to get out of crap. And so, American Bank, and you guys can find them at doubleyourline.com, doubleyourline.com. Personal monies, but nonetheless, you can check and see if they have business. I already told you about Fora, Marcus. I told you about Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Good place to get money, in my opinion. Let's see. Here's one. It's personal, but you may want to check them out. It's a company called, let's see. It's the Indigo Platinum Card by, what is the institution here? Indigo is their website. So you've never heard of this company before in my life, right? That just goes to show you how many places are out here giving money. So there's the Indigo Platinum Card, and there you can get a hold of them by going to INDIGOAPPLY.com. So IndigoApply.com, and see what they're talking about, right? So remember one thing: we never want to have a massive inquiries on our credit file at one time. So you want to spread it out. 2, no more than 3 inquiries every 30 to 60 days. That's probably the best look, all right? And if they're business credit, so much better than personal credit. Once again, because you won't have the everything except for Capital One. As a rule of thumb, you won't have the debt reporting to your credit file, which is obviously a good look. And the other thing that a lot of these companies will do a soft pull on you before they, then subsequently do the hard pull once you've been approved. All right, you guys. Hopefully I went through that list and you were able to write it down this time, or you can watch the video later. But also, don't forget Discover. Discover, they're funny sometimes. I mean, I don't know. When they do choose to approve you, it's a good thing. But, Discover can be, I don't know. Oh. I'm going to say this to you guys. For whatever reason, like Alaska Airlines has a credit card. Virtually all the airlines, like I mentioned earlier, American Airlines, Delta, you name it, they have credit cards. And here's what I have found. I have found that company cards, because they're all backed by whomever. Like they might be backed by American Express, they might be backed by, Citibank or whatever. But when you go after like a company card, like Alaska Airlines, American Express, Sam's Club card, Costco, that type of thing, they seem to be easier to get. I don't know why, but prove me wrong. But that's what I have found. So you guys might want to check out. I mean, seriously, these companies that are offering cards backed by whomever, the airline cards and all that crap, they seem to be easier to get. So, check on the Alaska Airlines card. Check on the American Airlines. Check on Delta. I had a Delta American Express card at one point. I had it forever. It was an awesome card. Bank of the West I mentioned earlier. Dude, it's just too many in here. I would be up here all day. So anyway, hopefully, you guys got something on the call. And if no one else has anything to say, I'm off this call. Thank you so much for participating, everybody. All right, bye.